Hi, I'm Chef. Welcome to the What Life. I'm Will, and this is my playground. In this testing recipe episode or video, I'm going to try to make a vegetarian minced pork stew. I think that might sound a little weird. I have vegetarian and pork in there. Actually, 卤肉饭 or 肉燥饭, it's a very common Taiwanese dish, usually made with minced pork. But a lot of my friends have been asking me, can you make a plant-based version for it? So I thought I can give it a try and see if I can make a vegetarian version of this minced pork braised or stew that you can easily eat over rice. So I've decided to use tofu and the king oyster mushroom as a substitute. And fun fact, as I found out, mushroom is not a plant. It's a plant-like thingy, but not mushroom. Okay. So here I have been pressing the tofu for a few hours. You can get a tofu presser if you like. I'm just trying this out. If I really will be doing this a lot, I think I might actually get one because it's a lot easier. You just put it on the rack, you press it with something heavy. I use a cast iron, and then there's a lot of water coming out. So this is like a medium firm tofu with all the extra liquid out. It actually makes it a lot firmer. And that way, so hopefully it gives it a little bit more bite. All I have to do is just gonna use my hand, just kind of crumble it a little bit. I don't want it to become like so smushed. I want to have a little bit of angle, a little bit of just irregularity, like how you will grind pork at home. I'm gonna add a little bit of cornstarch in the tofu. It's not to like give it a coat or anything. It's really just to help crisp up the edges a little bit. So that way, wanted to give it a little bit firmer texture. Whew, getting smoky in here. The wok is ready to go. Just have a little bit of vegetable oil in there. And in goes the tofu. Break out the big pieces a little bit more. While it's doing that, let's cut up the oyster mushroom. We don't need to like dice it super fine again because it will shrivel a little bit. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit on the bigger side. Oh, I can smell the tofu already. While I'm still waiting for this to cook, I got some shiitake mushroom. I'm using dry shiitake mushroom. You can use fresh ones if you like. Dry one, you just soak it in hot water a little bit and definitely keep the water because that can be our stock later on. I'm gonna do strips here. This is what you normally will have in the pork version of this. The tofu has now some brown edges, some of them even golden. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna fry up the mushroom a little bit. Now the tofu is done. Let's get the oyster mushroom going as well. I'm gonna start with a little bit of sesame oil. Medium heat again. It's gonna take some time and that's okay. Mushrooms love fat, so it's gonna soak up a lot of these as well. We also wanna fry a little bit too, just having a little bit of brown edges before we continue. The mushroom now has a little bit more color, looking very nice, smelling great at the same time as well. And we're ready to take it up and get ready for the next step. We're going to fry up our shallot and also garlic here. I also have fried garlic and fried onion already as well. The little fresh herb will help just enhance the flavor a little bit more. If you don't have it at hand, you can always use the dry ones. Just gonna go in. Making sure it doesn't burn. And before they turn brown, I'm gonna add in the dry garlic and dried onion. I'm gonna get a little bit of more sesame oil if the pan looks a little bit dry. When they're about to just turn golden, I'm just gonna have a little bit of oil in the middle. And what I want to do is to add in the spices. So I have 5 spices powder, also cinnamon and white pepper. Just want to let the oil bloom the spices a little bit. You don't need a whole lot of 5 spices, and it will go a really long way. Part of the reason for that, using cinnamon, is because I usually would use cinnamon stick, but we don't really need to stew this, so using powder for a quick flavor. Adding a little bit of stock. If you don't have mushroom, you can use just water or vegetarian stock, it's fine as well. I'm just gonna bring it to a boil here. This step will also just get all this stickiness to the pot or deglaze the wok. Even though we didn't brown any meat, we browned the tofu and also the mushroom. Okay. And this time I'm going to put in the shiitake mushroom as well. Okay. Let's put this mixture back into the pan real quick. What I want to do is put the mushroom and the tofu back in the really hot wok so I can hit it with the soy sauce around the edges to bring in that umami when soy sauces hit the pan. So the wok is still hot. And we're gonna just, it is hot, you know. We'll hit it with a little bit of soy sauce off the edge of the wok. Let it burn a little bit, mix it. We're not adding any salt here, so soy sauce is really the source of the saltiness. Now the mixture goes back in. If you want it to be a little bit saucier, you can add in a little bit of water here. I'm just gonna pick up scraps. I'm gonna give it a taste. So I got tofu and the mushroom in one bite. Both still have that chewiness and bite to it. Still a lot of texture. I think this will be really amazing to go with a bowl of rice. I think a little bit more soy sauce. Oh, that's a right flavor. I'll just add a little bit of water, kind of let it stew a little bit longer, and then so the 5 spice will really mellow out a little bit. So there you go. I think it's a good success, good tasting recipe. Try it out. Let me know how you like it in the comment. Or what is your substitute for meat for dishes like this? You could go with impossible meat or things that are heavily processed, but I thought something a little bit handy, something a little bit more like from the original form to the outcome, you know what it is and what goes into your dish. That's the way I like to make things. Well, I hope you like it, and until next time, keep on cooking. Thank you for sticking around till the end. I hope you enjoyed the video, the recipe, and also get to try out a little bit. Feel free to join the community, leave your comments or suggestions down below. Any new ideas for a new recipe you want me to try or want me to test out, happy to do it here for you. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe so you can always hear the latest from me. Thank you for dropping by the Wok Life. Smells great. And I'm making a mess. I can sneak a taste.